recorded. Okay. All right. I'm going to head over to Facebook now. All right. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. That feels like a Monday this week. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Welcome, welcome. Glad you guys are here. So I am here today with Amy Harrison, who is a Burn, Fat, and Feast member. And we were just, let me just tell you this, because we were talking before we went live, and I said, I love the timing of this interview because Amy is legitimately on fire right now. And it says, that's exactly what I said to her. I'm like, you are on fire right now. But there's always a but. It's come with time. Amy has been a member of Burn, Fat, and Feast for a little over 2 years. Is that right, Amy? Am I right on this?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
January, February of 22. So yeah.
okay, that's what I thought. I'm like right around 2 year mark. All right. So a little over 2 years, Amy has been a member with us. And I'm saying I love the timing of this because she's now on fire. Okay. 2 years into this process, to living this lifestyle. And I love the timing of this interview so much because Amy's going to talk about trusting the process and overcoming some self-doubt through her journey. And I love the timing of it because it's 2 years in, because she's not like, oh, yeah, 6 weeks, I got this, and I'm on my merry way. Because the reality is that's not how it happens. And I was telling her before we started recording that I love to see her physical transformation, because the physical transformation started a while ago. But now I see like looking at Amy every day where I look at her in our app and our online community, I see pictures of her, I see what she's typing out in our community, and it's all over her. The mental change has happened, the physical change has happened. And so all the pieces are coming together. So 2 years in, here she is. She's going to share her process, her journey, and how she really overcomes some of that self-doubt still to this day, as most of us do. And she has learned how to trust the process along the way. So that was a really long intro, but I just wanted to just say, listen, this is real life right now. So Amy, thank you so much for being here. So glad you're taking your time out today to be here with me.
Yeah. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right. So let's get into kind of your journey. So tell us a little bit about, before 2 years, before you started Burn, Fat, and Feast, where were you as far as like physically, your fitness? What were you doing?
Yeah. So pre-COVID, I was an avid kickboxer. 4 to 5 workouts a week, kickboxing, no real nutrition focus, just getting my stress out with the bag. COVID happened. I was a small gym. COVID shut the gym down, and it never really recovered. So I was kind of in that funk of what's next? What do I do? So just really was just kind of walking and not really, I think I tried everything, every quick fix out there, right? You try it all, every challenge, oh, this is gonna work. And so just kind of I was really lost once that kickboxing studio shut down.
Yeah. So then what brought you to Burn, Fat, and Feast? And why did you come to see us?
Well, any free 5 day trial is gonna
There you
gonna get
go.
my attention. But also was friends with some folks who were members, kind of saw their journeys and saw their post, and they're like, "Hey, come try this five day trial. It's free." And so joined. Definitely liked what I saw, and I thought, okay, what do I have to lose at this point? I've tried, this, that, or the other. Let's try one more thing. Let's see what works.
Yeah, right, right. Because we're always searching for what is it going to be? What's going to be the thing that really sticks, that really resonates with us. So then kind of walk us through what changed when you joined Burn, Fat, and Feast. Walk us through like each part of physically kind of what changed, what you did different with nutrition, and a little bit about like how your mindset has evolved.
Absolutely. So when I first joined, I won't lie, I was not fully in. I'd watch some of the videos, I do the workouts, definitely relied heavily on the nutrition plan, the meal plans, love having that option. It's tough. It's just me and my dogs. So cooking for one is tough. So kind of got in a little bit of a rut of how do I do this? But realized if the meal plan serves 4 or 5 people, you you dish it out and you put some in the freezer. So you've got it those weeks you don't want to cook. Phase two got a little bit more, and I will not lie, up until this year, I did not do core workouts and I hated strength workouts. I won't
Oh, good to
lie.
know. Listen, she's letting all those secrets out.
I did some of the strength stuff, but didn't challenge. Definitely didn't push the weights. And then the community is definitely, I think, helps when you're struggling. Relying on that. And I will say, Sarah, you know this is a game changer. That app, the
Yeah.
change to the app, it's all right there, right? So I think for phase three, it's having something different every month, but you can still plan for it.
Hmm.
But definitely getting into the nutrition, watching the videos, paying attention to everything has really kind of catapulted me in the last few months.
So, can you explain to me, since this is somewhat new information for me about your strength training. So, I am going to put you on the spot. I was like, I won't put you on the spot, but I'm going
No,
I'm
it's
going to put you
fine.
on the spot a little
I let
bit.
out a secret. Oops.
No, it's fine. But I do want to know, so others listening can kind of hear this too. What changed your thinking along the lines of the strength training? Like why were you not fully in, but now you've embraced it?
So I think a lot of it was I was scared of, especially upper body, scared of
Hmm.
lifting, scared of doing, just not a big fan of upper body workouts. Even though I kickbox, it was really weird because we did boxing and stuff. But I felt like the cardio was just easier. Also, was like, I don't have the weights, I don't have. And then I was like,
Hmm.
wait, you just need a few to start. You just need the small stuff. And so in the beginning of this year, I made a commitment. I was going to do 5 to 6 workouts a week, which meant if I was going to match the macros as the program, wants you to do, that I had
Yeah.
to do the strength. And still not a fan of the upper body workouts. I do them. I did invest in some additional weights because I work out at home, which is fantastic. And definitely like today was what the bar workout. No
Hmm.
equipment required, still strength. Definitely still feel it. So I made that commitment to myself that I was going to fully trust that Sarah knows what she's talking about and just kind of doing and realizing from the beginning. I mean, I started with threes, fives, maybe eights
Yeah.
for weights. That's all I had to start with, was start small. And there's some still, I think some of the tricep workouts do without weights because it hurts.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Those are teeny tiny
Yeah.
muscles too. So you don't need
Yeah.
a whole
And
lot
so
of
I
weights.
just the first 2 years, I really just decided on regular macro days I wasn't going to work out.
Okay. Well,
Just,
but thank you for sharing that, because again, that's the realness, and that's part of like making the journey your own. And Amy, I didn't even know that part of before we started talking today, but I do love that you said that, because even more, it's more impactful on your journey, because I have watched you embrace one part at a time, and that's just another piece that you are slow to embrace, that now you're like, okay, I'm fully in. I'm going to do the hard things. I'm going to do the upper body days. I do not love them. I know that they're there for a reason, but you've done it on your own time frame.
yep.
And again, I love that, because oftentimes we are in the mindset, especially women, we're in this mindset of like all in. I got to be all in with all the things and do them all well every single day, every hour of every day. And that sets us up for failure. And I do think, because you have taken this your own time frame and implemented it as you've gone, that's why you've been so successful. And suddenly everybody's like, ooh, what's Amy? What in the heck? Where is Amy going? What is she doing? Like, somebody let us in on the secret. And that's it.
Yep.
That's what I see. So that's
Yep.
what I'm seeing on the outside. So can you explain a little bit about kind of your journey 2 years ago to present day mentally, the mindset piece that we don't necessarily see on the outside?
Yeah, so it's really funny, but not funny. I actually started a new job the same day I started phase one. So there were two things at the same time. But so that was a good change. It was not a bad change. It was a good change from a job perspective, but that I think did have some impact. But I think seeing myself progress and seeing the good things, like you constantly say, if you can't hit it all, focus on one thing. So maybe this week it's nutrition, maybe next week it's adding the workouts, right? So I slowly have done that. If I miss a workout, it is what it is. It's not going to be the end of the world, right? Like I'm going to be fine. Tomorrow I get up, I do my plan, I stick with it and go on. And I think there's been a lot of, especially with the community, a lot of self-confidence building. Because if I had a bad day in the past, I would shut down. Oh, I've done one bad meal. I'm gonna go eat ice cream and cookies and start over tomorrow. And then that turned into 3, 4 days.
Yeah.
Also, I think having the feast day mentality that, okay, if I want that cookie, if I want that ice cream, if it doesn't fit in my macros today, because you can fit chocolate in, but then I've got Saturday, and Saturday comes around and half the time I still don't want it, right? By the time
Yeah.
Saturday is here, I'm like, I don't really need that ice cream. Maybe one little piece of chocolate extra or something. But I think that's been a lot. And then just again, building confidence, reaching out to folks in the program, whether it's through the app, through email, text, getting to know the sisterhood and relying on them and seeing their struggles. And
Yeah.
just I think too, the physical component, I think seeing the changes finally too has helped a lot with the mental.
Yeah.
Like
Helps
it's
that.
more than just why am I doing this? Like I feel better, like I felt better. It's definitely made me feel better, but to not have that physical change until recently is definitely, I think, something everyone struggles with. But again, that goes back to trusting the process.
Yeah, absolutely. That community, I mean, I will speak to the community myself, and I say this so many times, and so you may have heard this before, you probably have, but those of you watching may have heard as well. I mean, I can't take credit for the community. I didn't do that part. It's just the amazing people that are in the community that make it so amazing and so impactful. But I personally benefit from the community. I mean, I will wake up in the morning and think, don't want to work out. Maybe I want to skip this, and maybe I want to do a different workout. And then suddenly, here's those app
All the
notifications.
pictures.
I mean, like, oh my gosh, like 10 people have done their workout by 6 a.m. Oh, another 20, but like, and they're just they keep coming in, and the encouragement and seeing other people doing it. And if you're asking a question, if you're struggling, and seeing the comments from people saying, here's what I've done, keep up the great work, you've got like all the things, that is so helpful on those times where you're like, not just having a bad day, but you're just
Yep.
having a bad month. It's like, I need somebody to
Yep.
hear me out. I need to know I'm not alone. So yeah, that's huge. And so I'd like to say the same thing because, here I am
The
and people think
pictures
I've got
get me, especially the people in the Eastern time zone, right? Like
that are
you
doing
get
it
a picture,
earlier
you're
than
like,
you.
oh, they've already got their workout in. What's my
Yes,
excuse today?
exactly. Exactly. Get out of bed, get it done. Yes, I know. It's so great. I love that piece. So, okay, can you talk to us real quick, Amy, about just obstacles that you have, hit head on, how you've overcome some of the obstacles? You've kind of touched on a few, but what else have you tried to overcome, and or maybe even just feel like you still struggle with?
Yeah, so I kind of already hit on the meal prep, and it's funny because I invested in these cheap little labels that dissolve when it wet because I was like keeping track of what was in the freezer. But with it just being me, I'll make something and say, okay, I need lunch this day and this day because usually my leftovers become lunch. So I'll need lunch this day and this day, and then the other ones get labeled and put in the freezer and marked on my paper that I've got them, and learning that leftovers are not bad, and that there will be weeks I don't want to cook, don't want
Mm-hmm.
to do anything, and it's
Mm-hmm.
easier than grabbing to just grab it out of the freezer and go with it instead of trying to figure out that day. I think, yeah, the other big one for me is work schedule, travel. We talked about this a little bit already before, Sarah. I hate the gyms at hotels. Hate them. But I had a work trip this year, and I was like, you know what? No, I belong in that gym. I belong in that space. And so I took my stuff down and found my little corner, and they were all equipment free workouts, so it was perfect. And the first day, nobody was there. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. The next day, some guy comes in, he starts lifting all these heavy weights. And I'm just like, it's okay. He's got his side, I've got my side. And I definitely spent way more time in there working out than he did with his weight. So just learning that you belong. I think Shelly said it on last week's call, or that everyone deserves that space. Take space up, be who you are. If you're scared of the gym, whether you need to go get some, because you don't have the weights at home, you deserve that space. Take up that space.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I'm so proud of you. I remember when you posted that, I was like, good for you, Amy. That self-doubt, you just push that self-doubt aside. You got over that fear. And that first one's always the hardest. And so that it gets easier. Now you know you do belong there. So when you're traveling, you got that space. So, okay, can you share with us what's your favorite part? What are your or parts maybe of Burn,
Yeah.
Fat, and Feast?
But I mean, I think definitely the sisterhood, and definitely, like I said, the meal plans, the recipes. I love in the app now that I can favorite recipes rather than trying to funnel through. Again, it's just me. I'm not a big beef eater either. So trying to find ones that maybe have ground turkey. I will do ground beef from time to time, and then
Yeah.
favoriting them and knowing where they're at, having some low carb ones, smart, some regular macro ones. And same thing with workout. Like if you are traveling and don't have the option for a workout facility and you've got to there's a lot of no equipment. Take your bands. I took my bands to Florida too, right? Like take
Yeah.
the bands or the sliders, take the things that you can do. So definitely just love the way that everything's set up. And the app is great because it's all in one place. You can track your food. Everything is right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Yeah. So many great features we've added that we're all appreciating. Amy, so let's kind of wrap this up. What would be something you would say to someone who right now is struggling, or think back of where you were 2 years ago? What would you say to past Amy?
Yeah, definitely trust the process, that I'm worth it. I'm worth the investment, in myself, right? Like I'm worth taking the time to do this and not compare my journey to anyone else,
Mm,
right? Like I'm different. And I would hope that no one compares their journey to me. Like we said, it's been over 2 years before I really kind of just hit all of the check marks. So pick the things that work. If it's your macros this week, it's your workouts next week. Just kind of try to do one thing right every week, and it
yeah.
slowly builds up and progresses.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And such great words for anybody listening who feels overwhelmed, who feels like they're struggling to, put everything together and feels like they need to do all the things and do all the things well, or they failed. It's not a this or you failed
Mhm.
ever. And so understanding that, and I mean, just like Amy has said, understanding that it's a process. It is a process. You're gonna nail this part, and then you're gonna work on the next part, and you're not gonna nail it for a long time. And then suddenly you'll nail it. And then you'll work on something else and you won't nail that for a long time. And then you'll work forward. So very true. And just not shared enough in
Yep.
life right now, right? On social media and all the places, we just don't share the realness. So I really appreciate all that today, Amy. And on that note, if you want to peel back some of the layers and you do feel overwhelmed, we are hosting a free, I say we, I am, Amy's welcome to join us. I am hosting a free fitness challenge next week. So starting June 3rd, next Monday, it's just fitness. So if you feel overwhelmed with all the things, join us. It's 5 days. It's free. We're going to dive into fitness, how we do the Burn, Fat, and Feast workouts. I will do some bonus training. So I will teach you a little bit about the nutrition because I can't leave that piece out. So you will have some bonus things in that free 5 day. But again, all free, and it will just kind of help you just do one thing at a time a little easier. So if you're interested in that, just comment below with the word challenge. We'll get you hooked up and get you inside the app. And Amy talked a lot about the app today. It's all going to be inside the app. And so you get to get kind of like a sneak peek as to what that app looks like as well. So Amy, anything else that we didn't share you want to make sure everybody knows before we log off?
No, I think we got
Okay.
it all. Thanks again.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate you being here. And any questions, you guys? Amy, she's got all your answers.
Maybe we'll try. We'll try.
She'll try. All right. Thanks again.
Thanks.
Bye.